You know, the moment I pushed send on that tweet, I felt a something. You know, it felt like I was hopping onto some wave.
Her tweet posted just after 4 p.m. September 27th. After years of confiding to only close friends and family, Candice Faber named her alleged attacker with his Twitter handle. Motivated, she said, after watching senators question why Dr. Christine Blasey Ford didn't come forward sooner with her allegation that Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh assaulted her decades ago.
And everyone asked her, why did you wait so long? Why did you wait so long? And I think that was really the catalyst for me to start thinking, like, what's it going to take for me to speak up? Will I ever speak up?
Faber took us back to when she claims it happened.
Is that you?
That's me.
A different time with different hair. The 23-year-old just finished her master's degree of foreign service at Georgetown. Her parents visiting her in Washington, D.C.
No, I was happy and just surrounded by support. It felt like the biggest accomplishment of my life.
Faber and her parents met Fain at a congressional mixer a few days earlier. This was 3 years before he was elected to the state Senate.
When I met Joe Fain, I thought he was exactly the kind of person that I would want to date. He's a lawyer. I think that was my memory, was that he was a lawyer. And, you know, he was tall, he was conventionally attractive. When I met him, he had met my parents. My parents liked him. My dad was asking about him.
She invited him to a nightclub to celebrate her graduation with friends. This photo from that very night. Faber says she kissed him willingly at the club, but she claims Fain bought a lot of drinks and started to appear incapacitated.
He refused to leave unless I walked him home. I tried to put him in a cab. He would not leave unless I walked him home. He insisted that he didn't know the way there. He was acting very drunk, as if he couldn't walk on his own, and I was genuinely concerned for his safety.
According to Faber, when they got to his hotel room, he raped her, ripping the black straps on her dress.
His argument the whole night was that he was incapacitated. So,
But he
wasn't. He wasn't. I'm not a small girl, okay? I'm not a small girl. I've never been. I've had roughly this body since I was a teenager. I'm not tiny. I'm not easy to pick up and throw across the wall. I'm not easy to pin to a bed.
Faber posted an account of the alleged rape in graphic detail on a blog months ago without naming her assailant. She said after the attack, the young woman with a master's degree found herself helping Fain pack for his trip home to Washington State. She still struggles to understand why.
I mean, I can't psychoanalyze myself, but he ordered me to pack his bags, and I did. And I remember asking him where his things were. And I remember opening the armoire in his hotel room. And I remember going into the bathroom, and I remember packing all of his toiletries into his toiletry bag except for his toothbrush, because he just puked and I figured he would need it.
In a statement to King 5, Fain denied the sexual assault. He said, in part, "I was shocked to learn that I was being accused of the conduct she has described, as my memory of the events do not coincide with her allegations. I am not discussing the specific facts in order to protect the integrity of whatever investigation or process may follow." This photo with her dad is from the day after, her sunglasses meant to hide her tears and her trauma from her parents.
But this is the hardest photo because I just can see now how much he loves me. And obviously it would have broken his heart to learn that, but it broke his heart that it happened. Do you know what I mean? Being honest about it would only have given him the opportunity to help me work through that heartbreak.
Faber didn't tell her parents what happened for 2 years. They encouraged her to tell police, but she feared it would ruin her career. Now, 11 years later, Faber still has no interest in filing charges.
I would be much more interested in some kind of path forward that leads to healing for me and for him and for anyone else who's been touched by this issue, because we can't jail them all.
Faber's parents confirmed learning about the rape in 2009. The statute of limitations for rape in the District of Columbia is 15 years, but the Metropolitan Police Department in Washington, D.C. tells us they would not conduct an investigation unless someone files a report, and so far, no one to their knowledge has. So while Fain and other lawmakers call for an investigation, at this point, it really doesn't look like one is happening.
So if there is no investigation, what happens to this accusation now? Does it just go unchecked?
We pose that question to a lot of lawmakers and staffers, and one possibility is that the state Senate could call for its own investigation, but it's unclear what agency would handle it given the fact that it happened out of state 3 years before Fain took office. Senator Fain's colleagues say he wants one to happen and he wants a chance to clear his name.
Some sort of maybe ethics committee or something that
Yeah, they're going to have to really rethink this one and figure out what to do.
Okay.